It is Saturday night. It is Saturday night. It's about time. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Old Guy's Kitchen, where I'm going to be doing the viewer requested dinner. And tonight I've got an appetizer and a dinner. So, first off, hello to my brother Doug and my sister-in-law Shaun. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in.
Ralph and Brandi are both here.
Hi, Ralph. Hi, Brandi. Good evening. I hope you both have had a good week. It was a decent week for Mrs. Old Guy and I. Mrs. Old Guy had her birthday a couple of days ago, and that was a nice day. We smoked up a rack of ribs,
Yep.
and it was delicious.
Natalie's here.
Hi, Natalie. Good evening. So I've got the an appetizer to go with the roast beef tonight. I mean, I don't know how well it goes with it, but I'm gonna have it. Shaun from Shaun in the Pack, he may be along, had requested that I do buffalo turds. What is a buffalo turd? I bet you're asking yourself. Well, in a food-wise, we all know what a buffalo turd is. So a buffalo turd is a stuffed jalapeno, but you stuff it with cream cheese and some other stuff, and you put a little smoky sausage. You know these little smokies, little sausages? You put one of those in there, and then you wrap up the whole thing with bacon. And it's supposed to go on a smoker, but I wasn't going to fire up my smoker to do just 4 jalapenos. And there's no sense in making more than that. It's just me and Mrs. Old Guy. So a couple little compromises. I'll throw them in the oven, but I will add some of my barbecue rub to it, and I will also brush it down at some point with some of my barbecue sauce. So hopefully that will do. We'll see.
Brandi says that her kid says hi too.
Oh, well, hello, Brandy's child. And I guess I'm just going to kind of get started here, making these buffalo turds. It's going to take a few minutes. And, you know, I just want to get them kind of on the road here, so to speak. So cut in
Lisa
half.
here? What's up? What's
Sorry?
up tonight?
Who's
Lisa?
here?
Lisa?
Hi, Lisa. How are you tonight? We're making these, I'm in the process of getting some buffalo turd appetizers made. And it is an actual thing. You can see the recipes online for this. So it's not just a thing that, you know, it's just a joke or something. All right, let me get a couple of these gloves.
Brandi says it sounds great.
It is going to be very good. Oh, and knock down little Sal. Oh, I gotta pick him up. Sitting back up here. You may not have even noticed him, but I got little Sal to sit here with me. All right. I just want to, depending on how hot you like them, yeah, I'm just going to clean the seeds out of this, and I'm going to try and leave as much of this membrane in there as I can, because that's where the fun is, so to speak. It's where it's hot.
Natalie says, do you guys have any plans for the 4th of July? She'll unfortunately be working.
Yeah. In the little town down below us, they have what they call cherry days every 4th of July. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and it doesn't matter, you know, how those days fall in the week. It's always the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And on the 4th of July, they have a parade. And it's just a small town parade. You know, they got the local fire department and police department to go, you know, blare their sirens and throw candy at the kids. And an always class reunion of some sort, you know. What else do we see, Mrs. Old Guy? The clown band.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun. So, you know.
A lot of old cars and tractors.
Yep. So, and then after the parade, we like to go down to the city park. They have different food booths and arts and crafts and concerts and stuff like that all day. So we'll probably hang out there for a little while. And then later in the afternoon, we're going to come home. Got a buddy that's going to come over, and we're just going to grill up the, you know, burgers and dogs kind of thing. That's what we're going to do. How about everybody else?
Lisa says she's doing fine and well, and then T-Bird and Reg is here.
Hey, T-Bird, Red. Hey. What's up, T-Bird? Glad you're here. I'm just cleaning out some seeds out of these jalapenos. Seeds don't carry any heat, but they aren't very nice to eat. So. Okay. So this week is the roast beef stew, and this is requested by Brandi. And this appetizer was recommended by Shaun, but I forgot what point I was going to get to. Oh, next week. Next week is one from Janice Yamanaka, and she requested a grilled cheese dip sandwich. Yeah, grilled cheese beef dip sandwich. And I guess what it is a couple of grilled cheese sandwiches and then sliced beef like you would for French dip in between the two. So that's what I get from that anyway. All right.
Crazy Dad, Wild Man, Nate, Kenzer are all here.
Hey guys, guten Abend. I am just getting these buffalo turds ready to start to fill. There's the jalapenos kind of cleaned up. Oh, by the way, from down the road. There you go, Mrs. Old Guy. Got Mrs. Old Guy a little bowl of a couple of different cherries, some Rainiers, and what was these other ones called, Mrs. Old Guy? There's a million different ones. But so we got these.
Brandi says she's grilling burgers and ribs, which is in a dry rub.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I've got a little dry rub I'm going to use in this appetizer here. So, calls for cream cheese. I'm just going to eyeball it here just because I'm only making the four, two each for Mrs. Old Guy and I. So I don't want to try and make too much filling. Don't want it to go to waste here. So I'll cut off just that little bit. I think that's going to be plenty. We'll find out. Alright. And I've got a block of cheddar. It's already been opened up. I'm just going to fold this open and I'm going to grate a little bit of this. Now, this is kind of a variant. The recipes that I looked at for buffalo turds did not call for cheddar cheese. But I like cheddar, so I'm putting it in. was folded up and back into its bag. Try to keep stuff at least reasonably cleaned up. Some nights after doing this, the kitchen's a wreck. Mrs. Old Guy will attest to that fact. All right.
Lisa says she loves cherries.
Me too.
Ralph says, sorry I didn't make it to last week's stream. I didn't see it. And
Last week,
Chummy has assumed it wasn't going to be on.
that's okay, Ralph. We had that week where we didn't do one, so it could probably throw you off. So not a big deal. I'm always glad when you are here, so I just appreciate that fact. I figure if you're not here, you probably got something more important to do, and that's okay. There's a lot of more stuff that's more important than just watching me do this. Okay, I'm gonna get this mixed together here.
Keeper says, barbecue pork ribs and chicken and potato salad for both my neighbors for the 4th.
Nice. That sounds delicious.
And Brandi says, cheddar always makes it better.
It does. I remember one year, many years back, 4th of July, we had a block party, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Crazy Dad wants to know if we have a movie theater close by.
There's one down in the town where we go to watch the parade. It's Paonia, Colorado. You can look it up. But there is, they have a movie theater there. All right. Seems like I ought to do something a little more with this. Maybe I'm going to put in just a splash. Where'd I put it? Right. Of my barbecue sauce in there, just a little bit. Seems kind of tight right now, this mixture. I don't want to bust up the jalapenos. Put a little bit in. Put this back to brush on the top. All right. Something to make it a little bit softer, add a little more flavor. Okay.
Dad says, I'm going to go to see the new Elvis movie soon. Just wanted to know if you and Mrs. Old Guy would be interested in seeing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking it out. I heard about the guy that is playing Elvis, and it sounds really interesting. That, and I like Tom Hanks in just about any movie, so. Whoops, did you see it jump? Alright, so I got the cream cheese on there. Pop out one of these little smokies. Put it in the middle here. Put this on the top. Well, somehow I just don't see this working that good. First, if I put it on a smoker, it might be alright, but I don't know. We'll see what happens in the oven, I suppose. Need a little more of this in the center here to make myself a little more room. I know it's already crowded in there as it is. Alright. A little more of this. Maybe only on one side. I don't know. How many times have I made buffalo turds? Not many. Done stuffed jalapenos though. You know, just cream cheese and that. Alright, 2 more. Then I'll wrap them with the bacon, pop them in the oven. While they're baking, I'll get started on the stew. which hopefully won't take too long. Thinking maybe 20 or 30 minutes, maybe less. We will see.
Natalie says, what's red and bad for your breath? Or bad for your teeth. Sorry.
What's red
Yes?
and bad for your teeth?
Yes.
Just,
A brick.
yeah.
Miguel's here?
I'm sorry, who? Miguel?
Yep.
Hey, man. How's it going, dude? Good to see you. Well, good to see you know.
T-Bird says, toothpicks, Tom.
Toothpicks. I don't know if I need them or not. I'm going to find out. A little more seed left.
Lisa says, is that what you call a flying turd? LOL.
One more of these. Come on.
Ralph says, after this, I'm going to go to try metal detecting the RDA force pads.
Nice. Wouldn't it be neat to run you across a nice gold nugget? All right. Pretty good.
Crazy Dad says, yeah, Tom Hanks is one of my favorite actors.
He is. It's been in a lot of good ones, that's for sure. All right. So I got myself a little bar S bacon. Get this package opened up here.
He says, I'm hungry. Slap me in the face with a taco.
Tacos are like, you know, I can go for tacos just about any time except for Tuesday. And I know there's Taco Tuesday. That's why I don't like it. If they had a Fajita Friday, if that was a thing, then I'd go for Taco Tuesday. But I have yet to hear of, you know, Fajita Friday being a thing. So until it is, I'm boycotting. Let's get this bacon wrapped around here. Like I said, these are supposed to be slow smoked for several hours, not baked in the oven. But can only do so much on the stream, and like I said before, I wasn't going to fire up my smoker to deal with 4 of these. But I will do the best I can this way. Hopefully these will hold in some of the filling and not like just explode all over, which is exactly what I'm afraid is going to happen.
No, any adult beverages?
Adult beverages? No, sir. I'm sorry. I don't do adult beverages anymore. And if I do, it's very rare. You know, I can't remember. I think it was, what, 5 years ago Christmas? We had those hot buttered rum.
Something like that.
Yep. And I think that was it, other than maybe a glass of wine somewhere in there. You see these bottles of wine up on my micro. Well, those are I use them for cooking. You know what? I'm going to double wrap these. They'll have to stay in the oven a little bit longer. If I double wrap it, maybe it won't leak so much cheese. we'll see. Never made buffalo turds. All right, 2 more. My guess is they're just going to shrink. Bacon's just going to shrink up, and a lot of that cheese is going to leak out. It'll just be a mess all over my tray here.
Lisa says Tom Hanks is good in caseaway.
In what?
Case away, C-A-S-E away.
Oh, right, Castaway. Yep.
Okay, cast.
Yep, sorry.
It does say case.
That was a good movie. I have made fire.
Brandi said they tried the new Mountain Dew Mango Baja. She liked it. Thanks for the review.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That was pretty good. Still wasn't as good as the thrashed apple. That's been my favorite so far. In fact, it's my new Mountain Dew. All right, let's put this. Okay, set the timer for. We'll give it at least 15 minutes. Okay.
So Ralph says, still in the process of trying to get some chips and soda sent to you for a review. Do you know the rules regarding sending food and drink to America?
Ralph, I believe that things like chips and crisps, soda pop, candy, that kind of thing is okay. It's when you start sending like meat products and fish products that they have an issue with. But I really don't think there'd be any problem with the snack type of things that are processed and packaged. So that's the best thing. That's the best I can tell you.
Scott's here.
Hi, Scott.
Hope you're doing well. And how's the roast coming?
It is. We're just about ready to get into it. I just finished putting together buffalo turd appetizers. They're in the oven. And I was going to answer a question. What was it? What were we talking about? Oh, no,
Yep.
when Scott came in, it reminded me that week after next, breakfast. You had requested breakfast. That's where it fell on. And I noticed while looking at the list that Eli had requested Scotch eggs. So I'll be doing breakfast that is going to include Scotch eggs in 2 weeks. Or, yeah, right, week after next. So, just so you know.
Gil says, Wilson.
All right, let me just dump this. Of course, I saved the drippings from when I roasted this. And there's just your basic roasted chuck roast.
Crazy Dad said he had the new Southwest Bacon Whopper from Burger King.
I heard about that. Was it good? I want to know.
Scott says, any plans for the 4th?
Going to a parade, small town stuff. All right, so I'm just going to cut this up into some pieces, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use it. I'm just not going to put it in right away. This thing is super, super tender. And I'm afraid if I put it in there before everything else is done, that it's just going to bust apart, and I'll end up with kind of like little particles of roast beef. So I'm just going to take the minute, and I'm going to cut this into some chunks as best that'll let me.
Randy says chocolate gravy with breakfast meal, yum.
Chocolate gravy?
Yep, that's what she says.
Yeah, maybe like on some waffles or something.
Scott says, I love making roast beef sandwiches with the leftovers.
Me too. I love French dip sandwiches. In fact, French dip is my all-time favorite sandwich ever. And I like a lot of sandwiches. All right, I'm going to pull out just a couple of these spots that is pretty much nothing but fat.
Scott says he had 5 families chip in, and he's throwing a block party, dessert, and about $400 worth of fireworks.
Nice. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Mrs. Old Guy and I did a block party where we used to live many years ago,
Yep.
and for 4th of July, and it was so much fun. Got to meet more of the neighbors than we had known. All right, so don't put that in there yet.
Little jams is here.
I'm sorry?
Little jams.
Little Jams. Well, good evening. I'm going to welcome you to Old Guy's Kitchen because I don't remember you coming in before. So, welcome to Old Guy's Kitchen. I do viewer requested dinners, appetizers, sometimes dessert. And tonight I'm making roast beef stew. So, what brings you to Old Guy's channel? To my kitchen on a Saturday night. Got 4 cups of water. I'm just going to toss in 3 of them for right now. Get started on some veg.
Miguel says window pane flashbacks, LOL.
Ha! Would you like to hear a story, Mr. Miguel? Because, I don't suppose everybody probably good understood what it was that you just said. But back in the 70s in Boulder, Colorado, there was a pinball place. Not uncommon back then. Pinball was the thing. As a matter of fact, the rock group, The Who, for those of you that are old enough to know The Who, did a rock opera called Tommy. And Tommy was a pinball wizard. Just, he was, I don't know how to explain it any better than that. A pinball wizard. So, there's this place in Boulder, up on what they call the hill. It's near the CU campus. In fact, just across the street. And I went into Tommy's Pinball Wizard, and of course, my name is Tom. And they had the machine, the pinball machine in there, the Pinball Wizard. It's Tommy's Pinball Wizard, and the name of the place was Tommy's Pinball Wizard. My name is Tom. So anyway, I start playing this machine, and let's just say I hit the groove. I was playing that machine like crazy for about 2 hours on the first ball. Then I noticed on the radio came the song Pinball Wizard. And then it all kind of collapsed in on me. My name's Tom. I'm in Tommy's Pinball Wizard. I'm playing the Pinball Wizard. The Pinball Wizard is playing on the radio. And then that's when I noticed these people that had gathered around me watching me play this freaking game. I racked up 98 free games while I was doing my first ball. I kind of lost it and I walked away. I walked away. That was too weird.
Ralph says, as someone from another country, it's hard to think of Independence Day as anything other than just a movie.
Yeah, I understand that.
Scott says, I saw Independence Day in the theaters as a kid and everyone was cheering in the theater. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I liked it better than the second one. What was it? The Resurgence or whatever the heck it was, where it's 20 years later. I didn't care for that one too much. The original one was better.
Crazy Dad says it's just a Whopper with a taste of chipotle sauce with bacon, nothing special. I'd rather just eat the original Whopper with cheese.
I hate that. We stopped at Burger King, I don't know, I think it was last summer, when they had the sourdough burger thing. I went there and, I got the burger and it was just 2 soggy pieces of sourdough bread that had at one time had been toasted. And it was nothing at all special, and I just, I thought to myself, well, if I wanted a burger like this, a burger on bread, I would have just stayed at home.
Joshua Maxwell's here.
Hey, Joshua Maxwell, good evening. I am getting some stew rolling. Got up some celery, it's in the broth. Cutting up a couple carrots.
Scott said that he loves the Who and Tommy was great.
Excellent album. It's been a while since I've listened to it, but yep. Excellent album.
Scott says, does anyone remember putting your quarter on the arcade machine to build your spot for the next turn? There would be a line of quarters on some machine.
Yep. I do. That's my quarter, man. I'm up next.
Joshua says, I remember quarters on the pool tables, but never the arcade.
Yep. I do. That's because most of the places that I went to had pinball machines and not really pool tables. And I guess I remember it more seeing people put their quarters up on the foosball tables, more so than the pinball games. Now, they did do it on the pinball games, but my remembrance of that time is quarters on the foosball table.
It says, hello and greetings, everyone.
Ed?
Yeah.
Ed! How's it going? I hope everything is well for you. Ed is my nephew, folks. Thank you so much for watching. It's beef stew tonight, and I've got buffalo turds in the oven. What is a buffalo turd? It is a jalapeno stuffed with cream cheese and cheddar cheese. It's got a little smoky sausage inside, and it's wrapped with bacon. And they're supposed to be smoked, but don't have that kind of time, so they're in the oven. All right. There's the basic carrot, celery, onion for that there beef stew. Kind of clean up a little bit more of my stuff here. Then I'll take a peek at these appetizers. They're only a couple minutes away from that 15-minute timer. There we go. I think I'm cruising along pretty good here, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Yeah, you are.
You guys want to see the loaf of bread that I made for tonight? Because I cannot have beef stew without some bread. Ready for this?
It says, it sounds incredible.
Ta-da! Nice loaf of bread for a little bit later. Cut that up for the stew.
Crazy Dad says, hey Tom, Nate Dogg will be turning 17 on July 11th.
Awesome.
He doesn't know what he wants to do. I really can't remember mine. Can you remember what you did on your 17th birthday?
I do, but I don't think I should say it. What I did on YouTube right now. But you have to consider that was in the 70s, so. You did things a mite different. I do remember.
Ralph says to Scott, I have fond memories of playing in pinball machines that gave electric shocks while eating aniseed wheels. We can't even get aniseed wheels here now, and I only know of one local pinball machine.
They're not as popular as they used to be.
And Ed says, I remember putting quarters on coin-operated games, pinball, foosball, and pool tables.
Yep. Yep.
Miguel wants to know what you're doing for 4th of July.
Going to this local neighboring town. It's actually a town. And they have a Cherry Days festival. And that's going to be a parade. And they always have their parade on the 4th of July. It's a lot of fun. Although we were kind of disappointed in 2020 with the pandemic thing, and they had no parade or anything for the first time in like 73 years.
Yeah, that's a long time.
So it was a little disappointing, but the last couple of years, it's been nice to see him back, and those aren't even close to ready. It's going to take a little while. I think I can just sit down and relax for a minute. Everything's kind of working. I don't need to do a whole lot.
Scott says, I got a really fresh baguette yesterday and made homemade clam chowder. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah. I like clam chowder. And I would make it, but Mrs. Old Guy doesn't care for it. So I'm not going to bother making a soup for me. It's not worth the hassle. But a soup we could make is some French onion. This old guy likes the French onion. French onion. It's just onion soup. Well, I'm beginning to kind of wonder about using that term, like French roast, French dressing, French fries, French dip. Exactly. If you went to France and ordered a French dip, I'm not sure what you'd get served. I had the opportunity to eat my favorite French dip sandwich a couple of years ago. This old guy and I took a trip to California, and that is where Los Angeles is where the home of the French dip lives. And there's two places that say they're the ones that started it. One of them is Cole's, and the other one is Philippe. And Philippe is the one we went to, and man, it was by far the best I've ever had. Mrs. Old Guy doesn't like French dip sandwiches, and she liked it. What does that tell you?
Scott wants to know, have you ever made broccoli cheddar soup?
Oh, heck yeah. Lots and lots of times. That's a soup I used to serve in several restaurants that I was at. Yeah, I've also made it just for us at home. Yeah, cheddar broccoli. Absolutely. can't quite add everything I used to now, but it's only one ingredient.
Ralph says not too sure what a quarter is worth. We don't have them over here, and the lowest value coin we have is 10 cents.
A quarter, Ralph, is 1/4 of a dollar. So 4 of them will make $1. And that's a quarter. It's a $1/4. They still make. They got pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, and half dollars or 50-cent pieces. And they also have I don't know if they're still making dollar coins. Does anybody know? Are they still making dollar coins? The last ones they made, people didn't like because they were too close to the size of a quarter.
Yeah.
And I gotta blow my nose again. Well,
Brandi says that banging French dip sandwiches. Is it?
what's that?
Brandi says that banging French dip sandwiches, whatever that is.
Banging
Yes.
French dip sandwiches. Love them. I don't know what that means, what you're exactly saying, but I love French dip sandwich. And banging is good? Yes, I agree. Banging is good. What does that mean? I don't know. We've had some nice rain here over the last few days, which is nice. Colorado's kind of been in a drought. So, it's nice to see some rain once in a while. It was so dry a couple summers ago. We had this barrel set out for our herb garden, and we'd keep water in it because we're using tap water. I don't necessarily like to use it just right out of tap to water the garden. I like to let it sit, let that chlorine and whatnot, evaporate. And unfortunately, a squirrel got his way up into that barrel and looking for water and drowned in it. So ever since then, we'll be keeping the top on our barrel, but it's been wet enough this year. I don't think we're going to have to worry about it.
Ralph says they have $1 and $2 coins.
Okay. They don't. They only have $1 coins. The paper money, they do have a $2 bill. I don't even know if they still make them. Do they?
I don't
know either.
Everybody says, why can't you tell a joke to an egg?
To an egg?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Because it will crack up.
Do you know why the egg has the worst sex life out of everything? Only gets laid once, only gets ate once, and its mama sits on his face.
Brandi says, tells me that was yummy. Aunt Natalie.
I'm eating another cherry. The Rainiers are so good this year.
Yep.
Make a pie. All right. Let's take another peek at those. Well, it's kind of as I suspected. I'm going to crank the heat just a little bit. But the cheese is starting to leak out of the top on one of them. And I kind of expected that. Like I said, it's not meant to be cooked in this hot of an oven. It's slow cooked for like 4 or 5 hours in a 200 or 225 degree smoker. It's a lot better.
Scott says, anyone remember when quarters were made of silver?
Yeah, I forget when they quit though. Making them out of silver only. I think maybe in the 40s.
Steve said.
I Hi, Steve. Guten Abend. So it was Scott that suggested the breakfast. Is that right? Or was it Steve? I don't remember. Scott. I just like to make sure that people know what's going on before it's too late. All right, let's try. Okay. My oven has a convection setting, so I'll see if that'll help speed it up a little bit. I'll be eating the appetizer last if things don't hurry up.
Steve says, how the hell are y'all?
Well, I just dandy. Just dandy. It was an okay week. Really didn't get a whole lot done as far as spring and summer projects go, but gotta be lazy once in a while. Last week was it, big time. That's okay.
Scott says him and another person requested breakfast for dinner, I think. I can't remember who.
Eli. He had requested Scotch eggs. So that'll be a fun one to make.
Gil says try making chicken biscuit bake.
Chicken biscuit bake? Okay. This old guy is writing that down. And it'll go on to the big board. And I do this. Okay. So my fingers should fall on it eventually. You would think.
Ralph says in order of value we have the coins 10 cents, 20 cents, 50 cents, $1, $2, and then on to notes of 5, 10, 20, 50, and I think 100. He says no need to read that out though.
Too late. Well, that's all right. $100 bills is about the biggest you're going to get. I think it's the largest bill you can own. They make $500 bills, and I think $1,000 bills, but Joe Public does not see those.
Steve says feeling any better?
Oh yeah. Yep, it was just a rough week a couple weeks ago. That's why I didn't have the stream. And yeah, but no, we're much better now. It's gone and over with. A thing of misery in the past.
Crazy Cat says if a rooster was on top of a hen house, which way would his eggs roll?
Oh, eggs don't roll off of roosters. That'd be a pretty weird rooster.
Sean's here.
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Tom. I fell asleep. I don't feel good.
Oh, sorry, man. I've got some buffalo turds in the oven, and I'm discovering that really smoking them is the way to cook them. Wasn't going to fire up my smoker to do 4, buffalo turds, but I can see why they are a smoked item, because 350 heat is bubbling out the cheese on some of them. But there's not much I can do about it. Maybe I can kind of stuff it back in if it's not too crispy. But I got them cooking in the oven. In fact, I'm going to give them a brush with the old barbecue sauce.
Natalie said she made homemade pepperoni pizza rolls tonight.
Nice. I love doing stuff like that.
Ralph said he was lucky enough to go for a walk past the kiosk recently and found $50.
Yeah, boy. Mrs. Old Guy, can you see this? Or no? Okay. I don't know how well you can see that cheese.
Yeah, you can see that it's
So yeah, they're leaking out pretty good, and that's I kind of expected that.
Shaun says, nice, can't wait to see how you like those.
Okay, a little barbecue sauce. I figured that'd help make up for the lack of being in the smoker. Let's see. Back into the oven. Okay. Oh, and by the way, a couple minutes ago, that was a bag of mixed vegetables, frozen mixed vegetables I put in that stew. Just your basic peas, corn, carrots, and green beans. And I just want these vegetables to get tender before I finish it up. We'll see here. A little more liquid. I also like to use the paste type of beef base. This particular brand is it's a Maggie product marketplace.
Crazy Dad says, was there any daylight in the dark ages?
Only in the afternoon. Was there any daylight in the dark ages? Well, you would hope there would have been. Poor fellas, no wonder they had such a hard time. All right, let me try one of these veggies. Like a carrot. Try to get a hold of it.
Natalie says she's got 23 days till her Disney vacation.
Nice. How long are you going to be gone for? You going to give yourself a full week in there? This old guy and I had a great time when we went to Disneyland many years ago. Oh, and California Adventure. It had just opened that year. Beef in there. Oh my. Looking good. Looking really good. A little more water.
Crazy Dad says those riddles are from the Wild Man.
Wow, man. I can't wait till we work on this project that we got coming up. I know it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Natalie says yes, she's staying a week.
Nice. Are you actually staying, at the resort, or are you staying off, at a hotel somewhere off of the resort? That's what we did. I'm not sure that was the better choice, but that's what we did.
Natalie says it's her first time there and her first time on a plane.
Wow.
She's going to Disney World.
Right, in Florida.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, I certainly hope you enjoy it. I really do. Both the airplane flight experience and Disney World.
Ralph says, I meant to ask you what you took along to the community picnic. I'm sure it would have been good.
Oh, I made potato salad.
Yep.
Yeah. This old guy and I bought the stuff for pretty much the picnic. Other people brought some stuff, but the burgers, the dogs, the brats, we brought all that stuff.
Yep.
And it was so fun. These guys we had playing music. This old guy made a little post on YouTube. Uh, I'd gotten a hold of these guys, or one of them, about 3 weeks before, and I was specifically wanting bluegrass music, and he said that he played some, but he really, he didn't play banjo and whatnot, but he knew somebody that did, and was going to ask him, and they talked, they played together one time before they came up, and you really couldn't tell that they'd only played together one time. They were really good. I'd like to see how well they could do after spending some time actually playing together. They were really good. We were really surprised. In fact, we're going to have another party I think in September, community picnic, and we're going to invite them back. So, in fact, I already did.
Natalie says that her aunt works there, so she'll be staying with her.
Oh, nice. It'll save you a bunch.
Brandi said that her parents honeymooned at the Disney World October 71, the year that it opened up.
Cool. That's way cool.
And Scott said, Disneyland was great. I went with my ex years ago and we had so much fun. Great memory.
Yep. We had a lot of fun when we went. We went on our honeymoon.
Yep.
And then we went again when our son was 6, something like that. So, yeah, both times were just tons of fun. How we doing here? Looking okay. Brush a little more sauce. Kind of build up a little coating. So we're going to end up eating all this at once, Mrs. Old Guy.
Okay. That's okay.
It is. All right. I'll put this back in the oven. Thicken this stew. We're about ready to have some food. Now, the only thing that I didn't put in here that I would is some potatoes. But this old guy cannot do the potatoes. I prefer to use cornstarch to thicken my stews rather than a roux, just because it's a little less fattening. Alright. I think I can go a little bit more. I like pretty thick gravy. A little bit more. Hi, Joey. Did you come to say hi? Well, that certainly looks good. All right. Set that off to the side. Everything looking good so far.
Scott says, I felt really bad for my best friend. Him and 7 family members were supposed to go to Hawaii for a week for his birthday. They all got COVID the day before they were supposed to leave.
Oh, that's too bad. And on a lot of those things, you can lose your money unless you bought travel insurance for that. That's too bad.
Crazy Dad says, what did Carl in Swing Blade movie like on his biscuits? Wild Man movie trivia.
Oh, that's easy. I like mustard on it. All right. Spoon.
Randy says, cornstarch has
Yep.
many uses,
It does.
like the way it helps crunch in pudding with fish. With fish and chicken.
Yep. I'm gonna dish up another bowl here, and I'll give you guys a little peek. See?
Smells like it.
Thank you. You better be good. If it's not, then I guess I'll have to do it again. There you go, guys. Can you see that? Can this little guy? Am I at the right place for this? You see that? Beef stew. Yum. Not quite ready yet. Get myself a spoon. Got the knife. Whoops. I'm forgetting something, Mrs. Old Guy.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Got the forks. We got some appetizers.
Right.
And bread. Yep.
Sean says it looks so good, and Crazy Dad said food looks good, brother.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that very much. All right.
And it says looks
Woo!
tasty.
Yowee! Give you guys a look at these turds here. I don't think I've ever said that to anybody before. You fellas want to take a look at these here turds? Come on. Yatch. That is so hot. Cool that down a little bit.
Crazy
Yes.
Dad's looking good.
All right. Shaun? Buffalo turds. And the cheese actually managed to stay in that one.
Yeah.
See those? Yay. Buffalo turd. So there you go. There's 2 buffalo turds and a knife and a fork. You're welcome. And here in a minute I'll hand you a slice of bread, all right?
Yep.
Bread. That turned out really nice. Oh, yeah. A little butter on there. Whoop.
Dad says freaking great. Ralph says Mom asked if real buffalo turds are solid or flat like cow pats.
They're flat. There you go, Mrs. Old Guy.
Sean says, "Oh, yummy." And Gil says, "Damn, that looks good."
All right.
Lisa said, "Let's eat."
Bread and butter. Back up. Okay. I think I'm ready. My water. All right. Let's start with some of these buffalo turds. I could have swore I got myself a fork right there. All right.
Brandi says, "You always butter at room temperature."
I try to, but in the summer, I might pull it out in the morning, but I put it back in the fridge at night.
It's all really good fun.
Woo!
Never tried buffalo turds, but they're good.
Mm-hmm. It almost looked obscene Good thing you guys weren't able to see what just happened there. Cut this. All right. That first bite only had the end of the jalapeno. I'll get the little smoky with it this time. A little bit of everything. Come on. Mm. 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 That's really, really good. We might have to make some of these for the 4th of July.
Yep.
Yep. Shaun, that was a great idea, man. Mm. Thank you for the suggestion. Those are tasty. Even though they were baked and not smoked, still really good. All right. Brandi.
Great
Beef,
idea.
beef stew is one of my favorite things, so. Here we go. Roasted beef stew. Woo!
That one.
Oh, wow. The bread turned out super good. Well, there you have it, folks.
Shaun says, yeah, one of his favorite things, buffalo turds, is glad you made them, and thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for the suggestion. Like I said, it's good, and I'm surprised just how well the cheese stayed in on most of it. It did leak out some, but not all. So, all right, I think I'm gonna get out of here, guys. As always, I'd like to give people another minute to, any last minute comments or any last minute food suggestions, requests. Now's the good time. I'm gonna take another bite.
Ralph says, in terms of reviews, do you like corn chips?
Sure, Ralph. Man, that's good. I like just about all kinds of chips. Now, well, there was a chip I had recently that had seafood seasoning on it. I didn't like that at all, but for the most part, any kind of chip, yeah, sure. Corn, potato, whole grain, sure.
Scott says he likes putting ketchup on his stew.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua is making Dunkin' Hines brownies.
Nice. I like brownies. I made some donuts yesterday. This little guy now have some donuts for dessert later. I ate too many last night, though. I paid for
Joshua's
it.
out of here.
I'm sorry?
Joshua's leaving.
Joshua, thanks for coming to see old guy on Saturday night. Come by and see me next week. I'll be here. I hope you will be too. And I guess if nobody else really has anything else or any other requests, I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Everybody have a great, safe 4th of July weekend. Celebrate it your way. Okay? And during this next week, find some time to help out somebody you don't know. Help out a stranger. Go down to the Salvation Army and sort clothes for an hour. Just give back to your community. Okay? Y'all take care. I'll see you next week.
Bye now.